Shave fans, shaving Cadre fans, type 2 diabetes rescued by keto fans, SuperCurve honing fans. Bill here. Got a video today where I'll be shaving and the soap I'm going to use and there'll be some nostalgia I'll be talking about, and I'll be talking a little bit about SuperCurve honing and a little bit about the shaving Cadre, and some memories and a few trips down memory lane. I'm going to use Mitchell's wool fat, and if I happen to say anything you don't really get the reference on it or I mean, it's okay. It's kind of complicated. You really would have to get the whole big picture. You'd have to kind of know me and have listened to a lot of stuff. But anyhow, Mitchell's wool fat was the favorite soap, and I'm doing this out of my recognition. I haven't used it in a while. It's got like a little crack in there. So out of recognition for a friend of mine named Jeff. A lot of people don't know certain things. I do. Jeff was a number of years my senior. Was like a guy that was like a cat of nine lives. Should have been dead. I think, I don't know how many other times, over and over again. But he was a survivor. Served in the Marines. And in World War II, no, I'm sorry, not World War II, Vietnam, he served in Vietnam. He was one of the earliest soldiers in the Marines that were ordered to march through the chemical known as Agent Orange. He told a funny story that involved when he was in later on. He told a funny story, and he related to about the Agent Orange and dripping down, and it was one guy made the statement to him, Sarge, or not to him, but to the sergeant, Sarge, you don't think that stuff is going to hurt us? Apparently this stuff is oozing, dripping from the trees. Sergeant says, soldier, you don't really think your government would ever tell you to do anything that would hurt you, do you? And Jeff's friend, who saved his life, and in the finest of Bubba Gump shrimp, what was Bubba's name in that movie? Anyhow, it was like him. Big guy, strong. When Jeff got shot up and got all tore up, this guy carried him out, and he lived because this guy had the bravery to carry him out. We should salute guys like that. Anyhow, that interaction with Agent Orange left my friend Jeff with a very debilitating disease. I don't really know what happened to Jeff. Maybe somebody else does. And the brush I'm using is a Simpson's brush. Simpson Super Badger #2, Emperor #2. And got that nice little sticker on. And I had a friend named Jason. And Jason bought a Simpson brush. And now I know that there are guys who, when you post a picture of a shave of the day and you get your picture up there, they'll zoom in and they'll look for one little hair hanging out or whatever. Okay. Well, Jason happened to mention, he saw it. He might be the kind of guy that does that. Okay. But Jason, happened to notice that the label on his Simpson brush was a little bit off to the center from the print that was on there, and regretfully, he actually made a statement, and then it was a source of never ending. I mean, this guy was pummeled and badgered. Wolfat lathering up pretty good. I did use a pre-shave on my face. I did use Pro Raso. I felt so sorry for Jason. I know somebody that was selling the little stickers, and I bought a couple stickers and I sent them to him in the mail, and he opens his envelope and, you know, there it is. He was so thankful for that. And they were really, really unique. They were almost collector's items because they didn't say like the modern ones that say handmade Great Britain. Okay. And I do have folks in the UK that do listen to me, and I don't totally understand this. Okay. But these labels said made in England. And apparently there was some sort of a thing about who owns what or whatever. It was like really funny. Anyhow, I hope Jason's doing well. I know there's people listen to me that do know him. Give him my best regards. I hope that sticker's staying on there. And I was trying to have a debate whether I should use this, or I had some tobacco from another guy that came to my memory that this aftershave I got reminds me of him. But the guy sent me some tobacco, okay? And there was a story about how he left the tobacco out on his carport to let it air out. And then he actually grated a little bit off. He must have really hated tobacco because he sent it to me. He sent the rest of the buck to me. It was not as good as I'm not a biggest fan of the scent of it. Okay, but there was a guy that hated that. There was a guy that really hated. I think there was a guy that loved that. There was another guy that hated. Jeff hated it. There was another guy that loved it. A guy by the name of Charlie, really, really jolly fella, who was never at a shortage for words to tease you by. And I hope Charlie's doing okay. He and his wife. And Charlie, while I accused Charlie of being the one who cherry bombed the commode in his high school. Now he swears it wasn't him. He swears that some dumb jock got nailed for it for picking up a set of chemicals in chemistry class and dumping it down the toilet, which I sort of figured, how could any stupid jock ever figure out what the chemicals were or whatever? And I never did get the straight answer for that, but I'm sticking by my story that Charlie was the culprit and that he cherry bombed that commode. Now, if there's anything to that story about the chemicals, there's another friend who I do stay in touch with once in a while, chemistry teacher. Are those chemicals available in high school chemistry classes where a guy could purloin some of the chemicals and just dump them in the toilet and flush it and explode the commode and the drains? I don't know. Joe, can you help me out with that? Funny stories. So Mitchell's another one of the things that people tease about. I don't know why. I think the stuff works pretty good. I did my first shave with Arco and all, and I got my early shaves coming up with Williams. The razor today is going to be the Dovo 91. Okay, now I know somebody who has one of these. Good friend. Greetings, Joe. Seth. Hope you're well. I think Joseph and I, in the same window of time, started, our entry into straight shaving. And Joseph's been a good friend. And there's a lot of people. This is the Dovo 91. I don't really see any of the common Dovo complaints about how horrible these razors are. But you can find people that think that. And when I shaved with this, I can't remember if I super curved this edge or not. Okay, I do remember that this was, I'm pretty sure I super curved that one and shaved pretty good. Where was I? Recently I got into, and those of you from the Cadre may not be aware of this. Those of you who are following me from YouTube are probably aware about this. I got embroiled in some stuff on the internet, and I really should not go to the internet. But anyhow, my friend Joseph was a good friend who stuck up for me and ultimately made pay the price. Joseph was one of the ones who got nasty emails from people because he was my friend. I never really understood that. But anyhow, as these things went on, it was about convex honing, and many of you know that this is how I sharpen razors, and I've not been secretive about it. And along the way, on that, on my YouTube channel, I saw it, and I thought, oh, come on, not again. So on my YouTube channel, I was bad. I took a couple little cups of gas and kept throwing them on the fire. Flashed it up. And then other people got involved. The topic had to do with the authority and that on how people sharpen their razors and stuff like that, which I don't really get that. I think people should do with their stuff whatever it is they want to do. So, and I talked about, and it's no secret, and I think I can say this forum that is this authority, they gave me the toss, and they got their reasons, and they published whatever their reasons are, which is a lot of BS. They'd be more than welcome to any of the secret files, publish them as well. But it was kind of funny. Oh, by the way, this razor is the same razor blank as the 5/8 Burger Shiloh. I think Dovo is now making a shorter one of these that kind of shares that blank, but is a little shorter. I think they call it the Barbarossa. But anyhow, along the way on that topic, after I threw the gas on it, things kind of got popular, and then there were some people that jumped in. Great guy who really set the balance on thing and led the way. a gentleman from Norway by the name of John. You can find him on the Cadre. John was the one who provided me with information and helped guide me in terms of the documented method in which I pursue on how I sharpen my razors. He also published on the Cadre a video showing how he manually had shaped plates. And since his native language is Norwegian, okay, it was silent, but he went through it, and I patterned some of my stone shaping after what he had shown, and I'll always be grateful for that. I think I've pretty much tried to read. Oh, I know I read. Anytime I see something that John has written, I do read it through. He's a guy that knows his stuff pretty good. As it demonstrated his experience time and time again, and his willingness to help people in their pursuits. In sharpening straight razors, whatever they may be. So John became a great guy. Of course, they tried to pummel him in the beginning, but he held his own, did a great job. Great job, John. Appreciate it. And I thought this was funny. John, I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't allow posting up any of my stuff because I do mention the Cadre. But John posted up a video of another international, well-known, I'm forgetting the shape of my mustache. Be the first time on the mustache with a 5/8. John posted a video of another guy who is a member on the Cadre and occasionally comes up. And these guys may have come over just as a way to communicate with me. Because we were kind of doing what people who sharpen their own razors really kind of always do. You always pursue something better, smoother, sharper, whatever it is you're pursuing, but you're fine tuning. It's all part of the fun of it. And it is ultimately what I always recommend people to do, is to, if you're going to straight razor shave, sharpen your own straight razors. So in the story as it went along, and I may have made another video or two and flashed a little more gasoline in there and called some people out. I mean, it was kind of fun. Yeah, I'm guilty of it. But somewhere along the line, and I was very surprised that my name actually came up. I was very, very surprised. And of course, when my name came up, it came up, with my ejection, and I couldn't behave myself, and yada 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 yada. And I thought, when I first saw that, I thought, I might just make a video on that, because it's like. So then it went in my mind. It kind of went from being this mischievous high school kid like Charlie, with a cup of gasoline for a kick, okay, to thinking that I'm like a guy like long haul tanker going down the road with 40 tons of gasoline in the tanker behind me. I'm thinking, can I get you or what? And I was thinking about that. And I was thinking about kind of letting loose on there, and gave it some consideration. And I actually even saw where they talk, well, maybe we could let him being me back in if he can behave, and yeah, okay, sure, man, sure. That's bait that this fish ain't taking today. And what I decided to do was that this is stuff that I really don't want to be involved in. Okay, I don't want to be on a thread that is the authoritative thread on convex honing. I don't want to be an authority on what I do. I don't want to be a pinnacle or some specialist that everybody goes to. I don't want to be that. Okay, I just want to sharpen my stuff and shave with it. Okay, so, and I thought better of making that flaming thing, and I'm sharing this with my friends in the shaving world. I just didn't want to do that. I don't want to be known as, even though I'll make videos on that, and even though I'll talk about it, I'm doing so because it's what I have found to be helpful for me, and what I have proven to myself, that pursuing this path, it has led to an improvement in my shaving experience. Okay, and I just don't want to go into I don't want to be Rodney King against the LA police. I just don't want to do that again. It's not something I'm interested in. So I decided to jump out of that, and I wanted to talk about friends and memories and things that I find at the Shaving Cadre, where there's people, and I mentioned some people around here. And some of those important things to me, those things that mean stuff to me. It's kind of what I found the Cadre to be about. And I get to know these people, and I understand them, and I know who's struggling with diseases, and I know who's struggling with different things in their life, and you learn things about people and their interests, and the joyous times in their lives when they're expanding their families. And the difference in the cadre that I like and I find, the owners, I know who they are. I can get a hold of them. Any of the three of them, I could probably get a hold of them. They'll get back to me in 24 hours, if not answer the phone immediately when I call. These people also know their membership, all of them by name. Know and remember something about each and every one of them. It's a different culture. That's why the cadre, you don't see, I can have a place where I could talk about how I hone and what I do, and if people want to see it, they can come see it, and they could ask questions. And I can offer help if they need it. If not, they can watch my stuff, read my stuff, whatever. Without a whole lot of tolerance for some of the browbeating that goes on. And there are certain things, certain principles that they have that are all laid out in the terms of use. If you were in a business and you have some financial position to gain by being on that forum, all you have to do is make it known, and there's a fee that you would pay for that, and there might be certain additional things that you are permitted to discuss beyond what the normal membership is. And you are maybe also, or a person who's there on member and not paying. So if you, but it's always known who is who, and if somebody has some sort of a financial position to gain, it's easily known. Okay, and another rule they have is that information that you want to share there, you can't go to another shave forum. You're not even really, for their own protection, they don't even allow you to mention the name of another shave forum, and for good reason. Let alone go to that forum and get this expert, and this forum to get that expert, and go wherever, and then come back to the cadre and present information from somewhere else's experts, where there can be no reasonable discussion or cross-examination of information that is provided. I'm going to try and come in from the side. This whole mustache thing is new to me. I've never shaved my life, shaved my mustache until a couple of weeks ago. This is all a totally new experience. So if I sneeze and slice my lip open, you get to see it live. So I'm pretty sure that the place that seemingly said, well, he could come back if he can behave. I bet you they won't let my stuff be posted up over there, even though certain people can post information from wherever. And it's funny, they did let Gary Haywood's. I don't know if I mentioned Gary yet. That John posted his video up. They did let his video stay up there. John specifically mentioned the word that I use, or I'm sorry, Gary specifically mentioned. Gary was doing a honing demonstration, and John picked up that from YouTube and linked it in, and Gary specifically used my term SuperCurve and referenced to Jared, and at times they were digging at Jared, and at other times they were saying, oh, well, he knows how to hone, but he can't behave himself. and if they really opened the files of the stuff they deleted, you would see who can behave themselves. But all that to say that I did not, there's this contrast between the two worlds where at the Cadre, I just don't find that. I just find friendship, and I find people enjoying their hobbies and being able to talk about it and enjoying one another and learning a little bit about each other and who they are and what they do and what kind of mischief they get into, and kind of the way things used to be, but we're not, and became less and less so along the way. So if you catch this on YouTube and you are interested in SuperCurve honing, you can follow my videos. There's plenty of other guys making stuff. Oh, I was gonna say that Gary's video, okay, and Gary is known. I've talked to people here stateside, okay, that have known Gary for years, and they've talked about his honing abilities. And there are people, and Gary's a humble barber in UK, and he helps people and he shares with people and he enjoys what he's doing, and he's not a fanboy like I am of one particular honing style. He'll do anything, he'll try anything, okay, and evaluate what can he get out of it, which is what the fun of the hobby is. But I've talked to people who know people stateside who have used razors that Gary Haywood has honed, and they call him like the master of the conical. Okay. So Gary, if you tune in, you hear that one. I heard that. But then they had the guts to do what they normally do. Well, yeah, Jared, he's good, but this guy not so much. So it's like they didn't even know who they were talking about, and they, because they had a video and his video showing something that they didn't agree with. Was immediately they immediately went to the trouncing and the personal attack, and this is something you just don't find at the Cadre. And Okay, so now after using that stainless steel dildo that I just got that 6/8, I don't know, maybe I'm a little shy on water. Yeah, it was the water. So, I decided this will be, even though I'm doing this talk here, this is going to be, I'm hoping this is going to be the last time I'm gonna mention it, because I'm just not getting in the I'm just not going to climb in the arena with those guys. I'm just not going to do it. I don't enjoy it. And while I'm like long haul with 40 tons of gasoline, and I could really, and I do have evidence, and I do have stuff, and I could really blow up. Why? Here's my opinion. There's loads of people all over the world that have looked at this, that have tried this, okay? If you want to try it, if you're not getting what you want, if you want to make some greater pursuit and honing from a curved surface seems to make some sense to you like it did me, try it. If you feel that any of the negatives that are presented to SuperCurve honing are negatives that you just do not wish to expose your precious keepsake to, then don't do it. If you buy into that this company makes crappy razors, then don't buy stuff from them. If you believe that a business is doing a disservice to the shaving community because of how they sharpen their razors, don't buy from them. I mean, you know, that's just how I think about it. To me, the whole thing is silly. It's a lot of people, it's silly, and I played along for a little bit with it. If you haven't been able to hone your own razor to your own satisfaction for whatever reason, like I wasn't really getting satisfaction on, I was not getting close to edges that I was getting by, like that one, I got that one from Jared, okay, that was for the longest time. That was my standard for what I wanted a straight razor to perform like. And ultimately it needed to be sharpened. And so I could have sent it back to him, but I bought another one of those, and that other one, owned by the same guy, I don't know, same stones or whatever, but was a little bit less and a little different than this one. And it's like, that happens to everybody, okay? And this is why, and geez, I already did 3 passes. And I'm yakking away. I'll do a couple of cleanup here. And that's why it's my opinion that you should learn how to sharpen your own razors to your own satisfaction, your way, however that way is. And if you want an authoritative discourse on convex hones, you can find one. And you can find people on that authoritative voice with an argument. You can see people doing it and talking well of it, and then you can see people not doing it and talking bad about it. All I can say is you can read it. If you think it's no good, don't try it. Just don't try it. Why would you? Why would you anybody try something that they have been convinced not to believe in? Okay? Because it hurts your razor, or it's bad, or yada, 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 or whatever reason. But if you shaved off one of these edges, like I have, when I finally went to SuperCurve and I finally started hitting it, I mean really hitting it, and then there's like nothing else that can compare. And I don't need to, I just don't feel that I really need to get into an argument about something that I like with people who don't like how I do it. So that's kind of in a nutshell. Sorry to kind of drag on with that in my shave. It's my time is a little bit more than I usually would spend. I'm getting greedy. I never used to do this. What you won't hear me say is, you won't hear me say that there are not other ways to sharpen a razor that can give you a good shave. I've shaved with great stuff. One of which was not a big fan of how some people are so willing to, rather than discuss information, go on the attack. Another friend I've developed through this, and he doesn't hone my way, he hones his own way. Little bit more stingy on that razor than I think the Dovo. I'm probably going to revisit that just a little bit. Take a look at it under the scope. I don't think I really super curved that, but I think I'm going to do that. I know what it was. I know what it was. I did SuperCurve it, not with the double compound bevel. But the last stone I had at the time, finishing stone, was the Nano 12K shaped, and the other one was on the Suhiro. I'll probably take that directly to the Suhiro and see what happens. Another trip down memory lane. The guy that gave me that big hunk of tobacco, Danny. Remember this, brother? So who would, for the price of shipping alone, he must really hate this stuff. I don't know. Maybe, I've heard people make this funny statement about something to do with Joe Namath hatred or something like that. But anyhow, this was a full bottle. This is a full, there might have been a little bit out of it. It's like it's not even down below, and it's like you can see it. It's it's like here. So he said, "Well, if you pay the shipping, I'll send it to you." And I was the first one up to grab this. And this is the real McCoy. This is not the modern stuff. This is the real McCoy. So I don't know. I don't get it. Another thing you have great fun over. Danny, thank you. I'll always remember you for this and your kindness. Something. You remember the guy with the brush with the crooked label? He made this brush. I turned this one into before I got the powder cannon. Now I've learned how the powder cannon is supposed to be used. You're supposed to, rather than bomb your face, you're supposed to spray that into the brush, and you're supposed to. But what I found was the brush didn't really seem. This is one of the softest brushes that I think I ever had. Jason, thank you. And I get to put, and I did totally learn this. This is one of the golden things that I learned at the Shaving Cadre was the use of a talc. And my friends in the UK, you are so lucky, because as far as I know, there is no talc that is available made in the USA. All of the talc that I got is all comes from the UK. So maybe your politicians haven't wised up or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I should start stocking up on talc, because it does give. I think I got a ghosty kind of a look here. Great shave, great smooth shave from the SuperCurve. Do check out. I've done a bit of a commercial all along, but this right here is the very irreverent Max Headroom. He was the guy that showed up when they killed Edison Carter, or they thought they killed Edison Carter. I kept the avatar here and on YouTube for that particular memory. This is me, Bill M., The Shaving Cadre, www.theshavingcadre.com. Take a look. Try different stuff. Be nice to each other. And use your stuff the way you want to. This is Bill. Thanks for listening. Take care.